Welcome to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. My name is Jason Perkins, and I'm an attorney who specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this video series to provide people who've been injured at work with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation law and the benefits available to them under that law. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a benefit that could be available while you're drawing workers' compensation benefits, and that's long-term disability benefits. And the question is whether you can draw long-term disability benefits while you're receiving workers' compensation. The answer is that you may be able to do so. Now, long-term disability is an insurance policy that you might have through your employer or individually. Basically, like any other sort of insurance, is something that you purchase. Now, a lot of employers provide long-term disability insurance as an option that you can choose to buy and may be deducted out of your paycheck, or your employer may purchase it for you on your behalf. You can also have an individual long-term disability policy that you just choose to go and buy directly from the insurance company. Now, you're not going to draw long-term disability benefits if you don't have long-term disability insurance, but assuming that you do have long-term disability insurance, you can often draw it at the same time as workers' compensation. However, there are some limits on that. Long-term disability is paying you for your wage loss that you have as a result of a health condition or disability. Workers' compensation is doing the same thing. So often there's what's called an offset between your long-term disability insurance benefits and your workers' compensation benefits. What that means is you can't necessarily receive the full amount of both at the same time. There's probably going to be some reduction in one of the benefits to take into account what the other benefit is paying you. Now, in many situations, this long-term offset between workers' compensation and long-term disability could completely reduce either your workers' compensation benefit or your long-term disability benefit. So you're really only receiving one of them. However, there are situations where you're allowed to receive a minimum amount of long-term disability even if it's fully offset by workers' compensation. So you do have some additional incentive to file your long-term disability claim because you get some additional money, even though it's reduced somewhat. And in other situations, especially if you're someone who is a high wage earner, your long-term disability benefit may be significantly higher than the maximum Georgia workers' compensation wage loss benefit. In that situation, it could also definitely be to your advantage to pursue long-term disability because you may receive a substantially higher amount than you would from workers' compensation alone. I hope you found this information about whether you can draw long-term disability and workers' compensation in Georgia helpful. If you have, please let me know that. And the best way you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you want more information about Georgia workers' compensation law, I recommend you visit our Perkins Studdard Workers' Compensation channel on YouTube, where you can find all the videos from the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. If you'd like to be notified of future videos as they come out, just subscribe to that channel. If you have some specific questions about your Georgia workers' compensation case, I'd encourage you to reach out and get answers to those. If you'd like to set up a free consultation with me about that, I'd be happy to do so. There's two easy ways you can set that up. The first is by visiting our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. There's a free consultation request form available there that you can complete and submit, and someone from my office will contact you and get one set up. The other is by just calling our office directly at the phone number on the bottom of the screen. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today, and I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.